So I was thinking, it's been on my mind. It's a difficult subject that I want to talk about today. It's been requested of me twice now, and I've been seriously pushing it off because it's a brutal topic to talk about. But you guys know that I talk about those topics. I'm talking about the truth. I'm giving you everything that, nobody else is talking about. Every other near-death experiencer talks about their beautiful journey, and I have done that, and I will continue to talk about my experience and how beautiful and loving it was. But I'm also receiving information and getting this knowledge that many of you don't want to hear, and not the ones that are following my channel, that are awake and that understand that something's just not right anymore, right? Something within you has awakened. Something is saying, I need to listen to him. I need to listen to Jason. You were brought to me for a reason, all right? And yes, I am talking about these difficult subjects that need to be talked about. They've been swept under the rug for millennia. They've been hidden from you. You've been lied to, deceived, right? And after my own death, I began my spiritual journey, my ascension process, and the knowledge that keeps coming to me, and so on. And I've never been one to shy away from that in any way, shape, or form from you guys. Why? I love you guys more than you could ever possibly understand. I don't want to get emotional right now, but that's why I do this. I don't need to. And if it was up to me, I wouldn't have. I would have kept my near-death experience to myself, and I would have enjoyed keeping it that way. But it was a thorn, a thumb in my side. Like, come on, Jason, talk. This is what you came here to do. And that was the realization that, what this life was about. Why I experienced so many hard things throughout my life. So much non-abundance, was leading to the point of where I have become a teacher, something that I never wanted to be. Going through high school, and when I would explain things, because I'm a history major, people would say, you should really teach. Your passion, the way you talk, you don't make us feel ignorant, you don't make us feel stupid, you should become a teacher. And when I was in college, the dean of the history department was like, Jason, would you please teach? Please. And I'm like, no, I have no desire to teach. Right? So this teaching thing kept coming up through my whole life. And my mother, who I no longer speak to, this was years and years and years ago, in my early 20s, was like, she asked me a question and she said the same thing. She goes, wow. She goes, you should really become a teacher. No. And yet, here I am, doing exactly the same thing that everybody told me throughout my whole life. Do you see the coincidences here? There are none. It was meant. This is what I was meant to do. It's a calling. It's what I came here to do. And yet I threw it off and in the garbage my whole life. So I'm a teacher, but again, in a way that I never thought I would be a teacher, which is spirituality. I left religion when I was a young boy, like 1978, 1979, when I kicked my grandmother when she woke me up to say, Jason, come on, let's go to church. Come on, Jace. And I, went through that spiel that I think I told you guys. But that's going to be the topic of another video. But I'm here to teach. It was what I came here to do. And I'm not going to shy away from these topics that need to be discussed. They need to be out there. I will not hide them from you, and I will not sugarcoat them. I don't have pretty flowers in the background and all these beautiful lights. It's me and you, right? I'm no nonsense. I'm not bullshitting you. I'm not trying to pull a cover over your eyes. I'm simply telling you how it is. And this is the way it is. And today's topic is going to offend a lot of people. That's okay. And if it does, then I know I did my job. And to all you who will somehow know and agree and understand that to be truth, then, I'm blessed and honored, Before I get into that, today's topic, I want to thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart how much I love you for supporting me when I started this channel roughly a year ago. All right. And that was a message from Father saying, and it was as clear as day. I was gaming on my computer. I was unemployed. I was ascending hardcore and in the middle of all of this brutal stuff. And it was like, start your channel. And it was just like that. It was start your channel, as clear as day. And I'm like, I don't know how to do this. And people reached out to me, and here I am. And I cannot begin to tell you how blessed I am and honored I am to have all of you following me. All of you that showed up for that 2-hour live session. That wasn't meant to go that long. It really wasn't. It was just going to be a quick rant to get some things out to the negative people that like to leave negative comments. And to clear some things up a little bit. It wasn't meant to go more than half an hour, 40 minutes, but yet all of you were so engaged with me that time flew. And again, I am deeply honored for all of those that, have supported my channel financially. I am beyond grateful. I cannot begin to tell you how grateful I am. And I want you to know that from the bottom of my heart, that I love you all so very much. And that is the reason why I am doing this channel, because I love you. So again, today's topic has been requested twice, and it was requested on the live that I did last week. And today's topic, ladies and gentlemen, is abortion. I'm getting emotional. It's a heavy subject. It's one that has been raging since the 70s. Okay? My body, my choice, my this, my that, blah, 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 blah. Where does the non-physical stand on this? I don't want this video to be too long, but I am going to get into it for a little bit, and I have to give you a little background before I dive into answering your question. Is abortion okay? Remember when we stepped away from oneness, right? When we decided to step away from Father and say, I'm not you, I'm an individual. And Father's undying love for all of us is the reason why we are here. That I am talking to you right now on this beautiful Sunday here in Wisconsin. It's brutally hot, by the way. It will be for the next 2 or 3 days as well. But the fact that we're sitting here in this suit, that male suit that I'm driving right now, is testament to my Father's undying love for me and you and everyone listening to this video. But when we stepped away from oneness, we stepped away from everything we have ever known in our entire existence to live a physical existence for a very short period of time, which is the greatest gift we can ever be given, all right? It's not to be wasted. It's not to be squandered. You are not to sacrifice anything in your life in any way, shape, or form. I've said this before, I'll say it again. You come first. Not your children, not your spouse, not family, not friends. You came here to work on you. Period. Sacrifice is non-existent. All right? So when we stepped away from oneness, we created the guilt, the fear, and the ego, right? But I want you to understand something so very important, all right? God did not create the universe. These are not God's rules. And I've been asked this before with all the mass shootings. Jason, there is evil, there is hate, there is this. God does not create evil. And the fact that you can even say evil exists tells me you have no idea who God is in any way, shape, or form, because the only thing you got to go by is a book that's a pile of shit. I know what the truth is. I died. I was given that. All right, to all of you that haven't, I'm sorry for the vulgar language, but it's true. If all you have to go on is a book, you're wrong. If you didn't experience it, you have no business talking about it. All right? So with that being said, God did not create the universe. He did not create these rules. We did. And I'm going to tell you something very important that's going to blow your mind. God does not hold you accountable, nor does the non-physical hold you accountable for any law that is here in this physical make-believe world. Period. I'll give you one example. Marriage. If you, as a species, meaning us, a human being, feel the need to tie yourself down to a piece of paper that's saying that you are bound to that person for eternity, is bullshit. He doesn't see it and will not acknowledge it in any way, shape, or form. That is a human concept, and he does not hold it accountable at all. Neither does Jesus, neither does the non-physical. It is a human construct, just like religion. All right? So, when mom and dad mated, right, and you picked out your parents, this is getting into your answer that you wanted on abortion. So when you chose your parents, when you've been watching them from the time they were conceived, came right out of mom, you were watching them intently, all right? Watching them grow, prosper, go through their challenges, go through their triumphs and struggles and experiences, right? You chose your parents. You chose your parents. When mom and dad mated, you took over the creation of your body. When I mean you, I mean the ego. The ego took creation of this suit. It is simply a corpse. It doesn't exist without you in it. It is nothing more than a corpse. All of us on this planet are walking around in corpses. Period. It's like an astronaut going into space when they put on that suit. Does that define who they are? No. It just allows them to get into a realm where they can't survive without it, or for not very long, all right? We cannot survive in this physical realm, this low density, low vibration physical realm without our suits. These bioengineered sensory suits, which are brilliantly designed to get around in this physical, materialistic world, right? All right. The ego took over the creation of your body, not, as doctors call it, well, the genetics and hormones and this and, DNA. No, you took over the creation of your body. You look exactly the way you want to look because that's how the ego wants you to look. End of subject. There is no discussion. All right? And we all know, and this is what I'm going to tell you, and you're going to understand the answer to this question, this world is not real. It's an illusion. It's a hologram. Your body is a hologram. The reason I can touch it is because somewhere, even in the back of my mind, I feel like it's a real body. It's not. Jesus showed that to you when he walked through walls, when he was in the temple and he was going to get murdered and killed. When he walked around the corner, he just vanished, right? He simply walked through a wall because it's not real. Just like this world is not real. And that is why your Father, God, Source, all that is, one, will not hold you accountable for any laws that we create down here. They're oppressive. They are slavery rules, but it's for another time. So when we talk about, is abortion okay? Is it acceptable? Is God going to punish me because I had an abortion? And the simple answer is, I think you already know. No. Abortion is fine. That being chose being. Remember, I'm not using a body, a female or a male. That being chose you to come into this physical realm. For whatever reasons, generally 90 to 95% of the time, the reason they chose you is because they're a part of your soul family. Okay, means they've been interacting with you, role-playing for a very long time. But that being chose you because of your energy, your vibration. They matched. Okay, it was a perfect fit. And, they love you unconditionally. But you have chosen to forget that. They, on the other side, know the truth. So, if that being knows you're going to get an abortion, it will simply, or finds out that you're pregnant and and you're going through those, should I not, and you're going to, that being will simply walk right out of the body, like babies do throughout the entire pregnancy, up until almost the very last, say, month or so of the pregnancy. That being leaves that body all the time. Why? It's terrified. Remember, it chose to leave oneness. It chose to leave home. It's terrified, that being. All right? So it leaves the corpse that's inside mom many, many, many times. But then there comes a time when he meets with the overlord, he meets with the guides one last time, right? Go through what they're going to go through, get the knowledge, get everything, and then that being will come back into the body, and all memory is wiped. And there they will stay. If they chose, not to get the abortion. But if that being knows that they're going to get an abortion, he'll simply leave, right? That person will have the abortion, and, that being will continue to try with mom and dad, get them to mate or get, to come into a physical existence. And if that being, if the pregnancy does happen again, and, same thing happens, that being will simply walk right out of the corpse. Walk right out. The body is not real. All right? It's not. As disturbing as that's going to sound to a lot of people out there, and I know I'm going to get some flack for it, I don't care. It's the truth. And if that being says, okay, I can't come into that, they go to plan B. They have a second set of parents that work for them. It's plan B. They chose you, but, in a pinch, they're going to go to plan B. And then they will incarnate into that family. Period. All right? The body is not real. It means nothing. All right? It means nothing. It is simply a vessel for us to get around in this physical realm, in this physical world. None of you identify with the car that you drive to and from work every day. You don't say, I'm a BMW, I'm a Jeep Grand Cherokee, I'm a Ford Honda, I'm a Taurus. No. So quit identifying yourself with either a man or a woman. You're not. You're none of it. You're a multidimensional being, living multiple lives, and you're here right now, working on yourself to accomplish the things that you chose to work on, coming from your overlord, your guides, your archangel, your protectors, all of that. All right? The body is not real. Hence, I will reference this one more time, the point of Jesus's execution, his crucifixion. What was the point of that? And to all you Bible-loving fucking Christians out there, excuse my language, you're going to say, he died for my sins. Bullshit. Sin doesn't exist. The point of his execution or his crucifixion was to show all of you that the body isn't real. Right? He showed up 3 days later looking just like himself. How is that possible? He created the first one. He created the second one. Each and every one of you created your own body. You don't understand how powerful you are. You're a God with immense powers, immense love, immense knowledge. The body is not real. Therefore, there is no pain when the abortion is taking place. There's nobody in there. It's a shell. It's a carcass. It's a corpse. When I held my dead son in my hand, he wasn't in there. At the time, I didn't know that. I was devastated and crushed, holding this dead body in my hand. There was nobody in it. He had left long before the miscarriage took place. He was watching it from home. All right? And that's all I really need to say about this. I think I explained it pretty thoroughly. God does not care about abortions. God does not care about the rules we inflicted upon ourselves and keep crushing ourselves with. There is nothing wrong with abortions. All right? Nothing. So if all of you or any of you listening here or find this video, and if you've had an abortion and you're feeling guilty, you're feeling ashamed of yourself, you're holding on to it, let it go. Drop it. Forgive yourself for allowing yourself to feel ashamed, guilty, and everything else that goes with it, because society and the church have created this thing that isn't supposed to exist and have crushed you in your personal life and have made you feel this small. Well, guess what? They're wrong. All of you are wrong. All right? And that's my stance on abortion, and that's the truth. Coming from home. There's nothing wrong with it. But remember this, okay? And this is very important. And I will say it before I go. That being chose you. Did not choose me, did not choose your neighbors or anybody else. They chose you to come into this physical existence, to be with you, to grow and to learn from you. Remember, they're choosing to forget who they are, and they are on their journey to discover themselves and find out who they are. And that is your job, mom and dad, to guide them, no matter how old your children become. If you're in your 80s, they still come to you for guidance, don't they? Hey, Dad, I need you for a minute. Even if they're in their 30s and 40s. Hey, Mom, can I ask you something? Unconditional love, ladies and gentlemen. But let it go. It's okay. God is not holding you accountable if you've had an abortion. It's fine. The body isn't real. It's a hologram. It's an illusion. Just like everything else here. Father, God does not hold or take into account any of the laws that we have here on this earth. He does not care about them. The only thing he cares about is love. We are to love one another. I have been speaking this from my first NDE experience until now. So all of you that have had an abortion and are feeling ashamed of yourself, I love you very much. Your Father loves you very much. You have done nothing wrong. Forgive yourself for allowing yourself to live in that shame and guilt for how many years, months, whatever. Cut it off and go live your life in love. I have another video coming out next week that somebody asked me about my spiritual ascension, not ascension, but my spiritual growth and how I came and all of that. So that's going to be my next video topic. And that's actually a really good one because I never really went into depth about it. So I will talk about that next week. I love you guys very much. To all you guys that I spoke about in my live, don't leave negative comments. My intuition, my bullshit meter is at 1,000%. They don't even get read. And I just laugh anyway. If you choose to remain in darkness, if you choose to remain in a low vibrational state, so be it. That is your choice. It's free will. All right? Don't leave your comments. I don't read them. I just simply hit 3 little dots, hide from channel, and you are excluded. I will see the email come up. It won't have manage comments, and I just simply delete you. You're gone. This channel, if you look at it, is called Love and Light. It's who we are. We are love and light, the direct manifestations of our Father. If you feel like being negative, go somewhere else, not on this channel. Put your topics down there. Guys, I love you so very much. Thank you for your support and love. It means so much to me. I didn't expect anything out of this. I truly didn't. And to see this channel explode within the last year is beyond grateful. For all of you that have supported me financially and continue to do so, I am deeply honored and beyond grateful for all of this. All right? I love you all so very much. I hope you have a blessed Sunday. Enjoy your Sunday, whatever you are doing. All right. And I will see you next week. Goodbye, guys.